Alright, here's a video about a new piece of reloading equipment I got, and it's this right here, the Sheridan case gauge. I printed this off their website. It just kind of tells a little bit about it. Quick story, I'm sort of new to reloading, and I've got the lead press, and when you first start out, I was checking everything with the calipers, measuring everything, being real careful. Then it's like anything else, once you get a little bit more comfortable with it, you start going a little faster, checking a little less, or at least I was. And with my Lee classic turret press I've got, once you get that thing set up, you can just really, crank out the rounds pretty quick. And I got to where I wasn't checking every single round. I was checking, every, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And I was reloading some 300 blackout the other day, and I got, I had already reloaded probably 10 or 15, and then I checked one, and the length was off. I've been using this brass, and I've been resizing and everything, and it's never the overall case length has never grown really on it. But for some reason, after I guess there's certain ones, I think it's mainly the remanufactured stuff that I got is what I finally figured out. But anyways, I just resized it and checked it, and the length was long on the case. The overall case length was too long, and then I was like, oh crap. So maybe that means some of the other rounds that I reloaded, the other 8 or 10 before I checked this one, maybe they're over too. But once you get a round reloaded like this, it's hard to check the case length. I mean, you can try to use calipers and different things, but it just doesn't work real good. And I didn't want to take the bullets down. That's the other option, to take them down and then check them and everything, because you don't want to put something in your gun that's going to mess it up. And if the case is too long, that could be a problem. So anyways, the guy, Retired GM was his name on YouTube, a while back, commented on one of my videos saying these Sheridan gauges were really good. And I've been looking at different case gauges, for a while, trying to figure out what I want to get. And this situation really made me think, I really do need some sort of case gauge to where I can check stuff, once it's loaded, or while I'm loading it, just to make sure and try to slow down a little bit to make sure what I'm doing. So these Sheridan gauges, there's other ones on the market, but what really attracted me to this one, I mean, it's a little more expensive. It's $36. And then it was a $5 shipping, so it's $41. This is the standard one. They also make a slotted one, which is really neat. It's $60, but part of me kind of wishes I would have went ahead and got it instead. But it's got a cutout in it where you can actually, it's like looking into the chamber. But these things are drilled just like a chamber. They don't just check case length, but they check head space. They check overall length. And they're pretty much drilled, best of my understanding, just like the chamber would be. And it's actually they've got 3 steps on them. So I don't know if you can see this paper right here, but there's three steps on the face of the gauge. There's the max chamber dimension, which is the no-go, the min chamber dimension, which is B, and then the C is the minimum brass dimension, SAMI spec. So this basically what this is meant for. It's meant for checking loaded ammunition, and it checks the overall length and head space as well as the case diameter. It also checks the the overall length, because the gauge, I measure it with the calipers, and if you got a bullet sticking out this end down here, it's going to be too long. It's going to be over the recommended length, overall length. It's designed to check the chamber throat, so where you can see, and it also checks the thickness of the round. Basically, it's just like a chamber. It's just like putting a bullet in your chamber. And when you're doing different things, trying to load, these are some 150 grain round noses I'm trying to load with. I'm trying to figure out what length will feed good in an AR rifle. And when you're doing stuff like that, it's always, when you're messing around with the links and stuff, trying to figure out what's going to work for you, it's always good to do that, so that way you can know what you're doing, and you can just sort of feel it, and you can know where it's at, and it's basically right there where it's supposed to be. And it should drop in easily, and it should drop right out the same way. And then here are some, you know, these are some 208 grain that I loaded, and then as you can see, it drops in there, and you know, you can feel it, it's good. And then you can look at this end, and you can see, you know, it's not sticking out, so you know you're not over the overall length. But these are real good. They're made with stainless steel. You know, they can be cleaned with just straight, you know, CLP, and it measures everything. It measures the case thickness, the wall, you know, the necks, you know, it measures everything, and it's designed to SAMI specs. It's made to be used with the full length resized, you know, brass. Not necessarily, I don't think, meant to be used with, you know, just neck size. But you know, it's a really good piece of equipment. I'd recommend anybody, you know, if you're getting into reloading, to get a case gauge. And you know, after I did my research, I decided that, you know, the Sheridan gauge was the best way to go. I mean, to me, it's just a great piece of equipment, you know, especially when you're doing different things. And you know, with reloading, you can just drop it in there. You can just quick feel it, look it, you know, like I said, it should drop right out of there. If it doesn't, you can just kind of tap on it like that. But this is just a quick video about this new Sheridan, you know, case gauge that I got. So go to their website, check these guys out. It's Sheridan Engineering, you know, .com, I think. And you know, they sent real nice, you know, instructions and everything with it, and they've got some nice facts there on their website. So go check them out, give them a look, and you know, consider getting, you know, a gauge. And to me, I think this is the best one, you know, that I found. So thanks for watching.